What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls Pregame, coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I am Peck, Bulls_Peck, Big Dave, my guy, BAM! BAWL Sports. Our pal producer on the controls is Joey Spathis. He is at Joey Spathis, twin brother of Troll Joe. Will the GOAT is at the UC reporting on tonight's Bulls game. He will join us for postgame. In the meantime, follow him for his in-game updates, Will_Gottlieb. Bulls Blazers part two. We'll take a look at the Bulls' previous game against the Blazers when they were out west. Got a win on the road. Some interesting injury updates for both teams tonight, and then we'll take a look at the surging and impressive recent play of one Deandre Ayton.
Yes,
somewhat forgotten man in his first season in the Suns trade. He was part of the Dame trade, that crazy 3-team trade that sent Dame to Milwaukee.
Right, insane.
So lots of fun stuff to get to in pregame. Thanks for joining us. Hit that like button on YouTube if you're hanging out with us, Bulls Nation. Dave, how are you, my friend?
I'm well. I'm searching for chips. We don't have chips here at the office.
Important stuff. Chip inventory at the office. Is dangerously low.
Very low. It's
not even dangerously low. It's non-existent.
We are stocked with this wonderful thing right here, though.
Plenty of Coors Light.
Plenty of ice cold lager, cold filtered Coors Light.
But
it cries out for something extra when you're having this kind of awesome chill.
Yeah.
And it's crying out for some chips. Gotta have them, man, when you're having your brews.
I like crunchy snacks while also sipping cold beer.
It's true. They are always perfect crunchy snacks.
I love crunchy
snacks.
That
is very true what you just said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gummy snacks can do without them.
Yeah.
Like sweet, cakey, cupcakey, cookie snacks could do without them.
Yeah.
I need my chips and pretzels.
Got to have them.
Need them.
Necessary.
You know what my new favorite one is?
Talk to me.
Extra toasty Cheez-Its.
Extra toasty Cheez-Its.
Yeah, it's one of the varietals of Cheez-It that I recently discovered.
Interesting.
You know, they do like different kinds of cheeses with Cheez-Its now. White cheddar or jalapeno or pepper jack, whatever. They make extra toasty Cheez-Its that is basically just leaving the Cheez-Its in their Cheez-It oven for, I don't know, however many extra minutes longer than the normal batch and recipe requires. And it's just like slightly burnt Cheez-Its. And I don't know about you, but I've always loved the flavor of slightly burnt cheese.
Slightly burnt cheese, yes, but I like it more so on my grilled cheese when I like a slightly burnt cheese.
I don't like burnt bread on my grilled cheese.
Not burnt bread, the cheese I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The cheese can also be slightly burnt if it's oozing out the side a little bit. Okay. You can get that little toasted right there.
Yes, absolutely.
And that just got some flashback memories while I'm talking about that. But yes, I like it there. I like it a little bit on pizza if you do it right. The ones who know how to do it right, you know who you are. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Burnt,
like slightly burnt cheese on pizza.
Slightly. Cold Fire is one of those places. They can do that right.
My goodness.
So shout out to them. But in general, like toast, I don't know if I want it on a Cheez-It though.
Don't knock it until you try it.
I'm not knocking it. I'm
just saying I'm sad. I have a big box of them in my pantry at home. I should have brought in some. I bring them to the office sometimes as a little bring from home snack. They are so good.
I will take your word, sir. You are the snack man.
And you're done with your no cheese year.
I am done with my no cheese.
So
yes,
man.
Yes, I am. Which is why I'm searching for cheesy snacks right now.
Trying to get all the cheesy snacks.
Get this popping, man.
Colin agrees with extra toasty. Also wondering about saltines that are extra dark.
I've never been a fan.
Do they make
just plain old crackers,
like premium brand saltine crackers that are like extra toasty version?
They do. He's right.
I don't think I've ever seen those.
No, he's right. My dad was a huge fan of those,
dude. Okay,
any types of crackers, we had all kinds in the house. So huge fan of those. Man.
Add to cart. So like you said, your pops has been a fan of them like long time. So they're like they've been around a long time.
They've been around for a minute. Yeah, they were huge fan. He was a huge fan of those, man. He liked those. He liked the regulars. We always had crackers in the house because he liked sardines on his crackers and stuff, or like tuna. Yeah. We would put on the cracker and things like that. But yeah, we would always keep crackers in the house.
Those were like premium
peanut butter
saltines, peanut butter for sure, were the only kind of thing that was in the family of crackers / chips / maybe we would occasionally have some pretzels.
Okay.
But like chips, never in my household when we were kids growing up. It was like, you want something crunchy? Eat a saltine. My siblings and I would always try and come up with ways to make saltines taste better, more interesting.
We did the same.
I mean, peanut butter crackers. Just take some peanut butter, spread it on a saltine.
Yeah. When we didn't have bread, we tried peanut butter.
You're going to need some liquid.
Oh,
while you're washing those down.
Immediately, you're going to need it, man. We tried it with peanut butter and jelly because we couldn't afford bread some nights. So we would put the jelly on there. I don't know.
I don't think I ever did the jelly with the peanut butter on a saltine cracker.
Yeah, we tried it. You know what I mean? We experimented with it.
It reminds me
Didn't
of
work.
Tom Hanks' character from The Terminal when he's trying to find, scrounge up different meals, and he gets the complimentary saltine, 2-cracker mini packages from the Wendy's at the airport terminal that you would hand out with your Wendy's cup of chili or whatever.
I remember those.
And then he would just take the ketchup and mustard squeezers and make a ketchup and mustard sandwich out of the saltines.
Oh my goodness! Shout out to him in that accent, by the way.
Oh yeah,
movie, man. He pulled that off. He made me believe him.
Truly.
Seriously. I believed him, dog. I'm looking at Tom Hanks.
Also believed that he could get Catherine Zeta-Jones to fall in love with him.
In an airport.
In an airport terminal.
Or a terminal.
As a traveling foreigner who spoke no English. Would you like to get it to bite?
Yes, I believe you, Tom Cruise. Yes, I believe you, Tom Hanks. I believe you. You can get her.
What a gem.
He's awesome.
All right, so.
Hey, Julia.
Bulls, Blazers on deck tonight. The Bulls beat the Blazers in Portland 104-96 back in late January.
Yes.
It was not the prettiest basketball game of the season.
It was not.
Not a great night for Kobe White. That was during his little mini slump when we were wondering if Kobe had hit a wall of sorts.
Correct.
He scored just 15 points on 1 of 9 from the three-point line. He did, however, dish out 9 assists. DeMar led the way with 20 points fairly efficiently. He was 8 of 14, also dished out 6 assists. But this was a game in which the Bulls and Blazers just shot horribly.
Yeah.
The Bulls shot 8 of 32 behind the arc, 25%. And the Blazers said, hold my beer. How about 6 of 33 for 18%? The Bulls basically managed to win this game because of a better overall shooting percentage, outscoring them in the paint, and creating more points off turnovers, getting some more second chance points. The Blazers did handily beat the Bulls at the free throw line, 26 makes to the Bulls 12. It wasn't enough. The other thing that I liked about that game when I went and revisited it is that the Bulls bench, which has been sometimes great and sometimes lacking this season, depending on who's available, outscored the Blazers bench 35-16. I think that was the biggest story of the win.
No, clearly it was, man. But I think the bigger story is it was a game that you will erase out of your memory banks, even though it was still a game that you won. You don't want to think about that one, man. It was tough and it was late.
Yeah.
It was a tough game. So it was just hard to watch, man. I didn't expect Deandre Ayton to play like that. I know we're going to get into him a little later. I didn't expect him to play that way. I thought that they would play a little bit better just being at home and knowing how the Bulls have struggled, you know what I'm saying, especially with guys in the paint. And I've always had high hopes for Deandre Ayton being that guy, but it didn't go down that way in that game, man. But it doesn't matter, ugly or not, the Bulls pulled out the victory, and that's what you want when you're going to go out west. And it's rare when you go out west and they sit a bad team in front of you. Yeah. So you have to take full advantage of it then, and you got to take full advantage of it tonight.
It's one of those games where even for a Bulls team that has just been kind of skating through the middle of the pack all season long, the Blazers are one of a very select group of teams in the NBA this season where you can look at it and say, that's got to be a win.
Got to be.
Has to be a win.
Has to be a win.
Like, there are no excuses.
Zero.
And so, not a pretty game. Didn't shoot particularly well. Kobe, it was during his three-point shooting slump that he had this season. Right. You find ways to win in spite of those things not going well. You're not shooting well. One of your two best players is not playing well. I mentioned the Bulls bench. Drummond had a really solid night. He was efficient, double-figure scoring, doing his usual thing on the glass. The Bulls did some damage on the offensive glass that game. Also, my sweet special boy, Julian Phillips, 11 points off the bench in that Bulls win over the Blazers.
I remember him.
I'm sad that he is gone.
Damon's in.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Anthony in the comments saying, always love Bulls-Blazers matchups. Takes me back to the 92 finals. MJ hit all those threes. Wanted to destroy Clyde the Glide Drexler. Also, comeback by benching, clinging, game time. Good old times.
That does remind me of how it was going around the internet where people were trying to discredit Michael Jordan. And somebody would put up, well, look, he was getting done up by this 6'6", 220-pound guard. And it was Clyde Drexler in the finals. And I was like, wait a minute, you mean one of the top 75 players in the NBA? Like, of all time? Like, the champion?
That guy?
That dude? And the dude who might bust his ass the very next quarter because he had 6 threes.
Because everybody was pissed that they put him and Clyde on the cover of Sports Illustrated and basically, referred to them as equals.
Yeah, right. And Mike was very pissed about it. And I took that personally.
I'm not so fast.
But no, Clyde was elite.
Yes.
Like, and that's what that just reminded me of, thinking about that. Like, the man has his jersey retired by both teams he played for.
Well, especially considering the other part of the revisionist history when you're talking Bulls Blazers is that the Blazers passed on MJ because they said, we don't need this shooting guard.
Bam.
We have Clyde Drexler, and he's awesome.
And it wasn't considered insane.
No.
It wasn't an insane, because Clyde was that good.
Yeah.
He was that good, man. But yeah.
And at a time when, if you're talking high lottery picks in the NBA draft, prioritizing the shit out of big men.
Yo.
And there was Sam Bowie.
Yep. He was right there.
Tall drink of water.
Oh, he's there. No guard is coming in here taking over the league.
Andy Dufresne's bigger brother.
I remember Andy Dufresne. Swam down the creek.
Yeah, I mean, it's some great stuff from those 92 finals games. I mean, but yeah, the shrug, iconic moment. Speaking of Bulls history, did you know what today is the anniversary of, Dave?
Game Time Who?
It's always the anniversary of Game Time Who, because we say it every day.
What is it the anniversary of, Matt?
Just think about what date it is today. March 18th.
March 18th. This has to do with the playoffs, I'm assuming.
No. What happened towards the end of a regular season in Bulls history that is very famous?
On March 18th?
Do you know, Joe?
He looks like he knows.
Michael on retiring.
The I'm Back facts.
Yeah, let's go, Joe.
Come on.
Let's go, Joe. Come on with it.
Anthony had it in the comments as well. Yeah, the I'm Back facts came out 29 years ago today.
I like how you called the I'm Back facts. I like that. That's just,
Does
I like the rhyming
know what
of
you're
it.
talking about?
I love the rhyme of it. That's dope. I like
the I'm Back facts.
I'm Back facts. I dig it.
And it's been, I think, overused by people who try to like make a different kind of announcement using that same, screenshot of that old fax from David Fox, company.
Yes.
And white out and write over it with other things.
To this day.
But it's because it was so iconic.
Yeah, to this day, it's still used as that. When people are coming back saying anything about being back, they use that fax, man. It still means something.
To this day, the best, albeit slightly belated, best birthday present I've ever gotten.
Oh, okay.
Because I was
right.
a little kid, and the day after my birthday, it was official that MJ was
coming back. Congratulations,
and I was like,
man.
oh
That's
my
cool.
God, MJ did it for me.
Knowing who you are, you definitely said that.
You're welcome, the rest of Bulls fans everywhere.
Did you walk around just with your jerseys with your hands on your hips like,
man,
I've done good today?
Was strutting the halls of my school rocking my MJ 45 days later.
Kiss the ring.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
That's right.
And the only MJ 45 that I could get. And we went to one of their first home games after we came back. And so, of course, the Madhouse store had 45s.
Of course.
The only one that I could find in the Madhouse store was like an adult size. And I was a kid. I was like 9, 10 years old maybe. And I was like, whatever, I want it anyway. I see one there. Give me that. And like, it was a dress, but I still was strutting the halls of my school rocking this MJ 45. Like, yeah, that's right. I got those new threads, y'all. What's up?
That's goon status forever. You are absolutely right, Julia. That is goon status. That man has been this for a long, long time. Don't ever doubt his love for the Chicago Bulls, ladies and gents.
Bulls Pacers, that first game when he was back, and we were like, wait, he doesn't have 40 points. What's going on?
Wait, he didn't dunk? He didn't dunk it? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's nuts.
All right, let's take our break. Then we'll come back and dive a little bit more into tonight's info, who's in, who's out, and take a look at what Ayton's been up to recently. While we're doing that, you know what to do. Hit that like button.
Like it.
Make sure you also subscribe
a lot
to our CHGO Sports YouTube channel if you aren't already. Today's pregame brought to you by Circa Sportsbook, who offer those tight money line splits and use their low hold model. Always striving for those beginning odds on whatever it is you're betting on. NBA game, points, total over-unders, game spreads, player props, whatever it is. Striving to have minus 110 odds out of the gate as opposed to a lot of other sports bettors who will push those to 115 or 120 for no reason at all. Circa also keeps as little money as possible on large market bets. For example, NBA future bets, season-long award bets, playoff bets. If you think you know who's going to the finals this year, if you think you know, parentheses, Alex Jacoby White, who's winning NBA Most Improved Player of the Year, the best place with the best odds to make those types of bets is at Circa, who also, as we know, have the best unparalleled customer service in the business of sports betting. Real people behind that Circa Sports brand and their app who resolve any issues you may have in a timely fashion, unlike other sports bettors who use the dreaded chatbots. May they rot in hell. All aspects of the Circa app are being run by the same team that run the main Circa Sportsbook at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Download that Circa Sports Illinois app at circasports.com/Illinois-app to sign up today. Be on the lookout for Circa's events, watch parties, and tailgates. Speaking of, we got some fun stuff going on. First day of March Madness.
Okay.
The CHGO Bears crew are going to be up at Circa Casino in Waukegan doing their Bears show. And then our guys Cody from Cubs and Braggs from Bears are going to do a Big Ten March Madness show from Circa. Go hang out with them.
Sounds like a fun time. Those are both fun guys to hang out with.
Indeed. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. Text GAMB to 833-234 or visit areyourreallywinning.com.
Now, Pat, what time is it? Game time. He is prepared, and I like it. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all your sports, music, comedy, and theater events nearest you with last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying those tickets. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event and even an hour after it starts. It is not the place. No. Shout out Sarah, who's here. It is the place to find last-minute seats, find exclusive flash deals and sponsored deals on tickets for football, hockey, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and so much more. And with zone deals, you pick the section and Game Time does the selecting for an average savings of from my back 18%. Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price possible. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that code CHGO, get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, CHGO, $20 off your first purchase if you use that code. Again, it's CHGO. Terms apply. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed because regular Joey Spathis. What time is it?
Game time. Who?
Okay, so shifting our focus to tonight's Bulls Blazers action. Injury reports for both teams. Some good news, some bad news for the Bulls. Good news, Alex Caruso, who was listed with left toe soreness and questionable for tonight's action, and I'm wondering if it was when he kind of came up hobbling late in their win on Saturday, if that's what that ended up to be. He is given the green light and active for tonight's game.
Okay.
Kobe White, meanwhile, still dealing with that hip injury from a couple of games ago, remains out. According to our guy, Willie Goat Gottlieb, who was chatting with his fellow beat members with Billy pregame, said Billy Donovan said no setbacks with Kobe, who remains out tonight. He is experiencing discomfort still when sprinting. So not that that's a setback. It is something that he's been dealing with since the hip injury occurred, and it's still occurring, that discomfort. So
I think that's expected.
Sounds like there's still a chance we could see Kobe later this week, either in their game Thursday or their game Saturday, but still no Kobe tonight.
First of all, shout out to Karan, who's tuning in from Barbados.
Shout out to Karan.
But this is kind of what we wanted, right? It's kind of what we expected. We wanted him to take some time off because when this first happened, they were talking about it like he was coming right back.
Yeah.
And nothing about that play and how it looked said, I'm coming right back.
Yeah, they didn't even immediately rule him out for the following game after he got hurt.
Exactly. We did, though. We were like, dude, you're sitting down, sir. And so I'm glad to see this because this is the kind of stretch where you can take some games and take your time a little bit. So this is a game that you should win. And yes, it's a game he should be taking off, and hopefully he can take off another game. I want him because you're going to need Kobe White. You're going to need the most improved player of the year on your team if you're going to make this run that you guys know that they want to make. So, yeah, man, sit, rest, get better because you're going to get all the minutes in the world when you get back. So just keep on resting and healing on up. Take your time.
Indeed. When you shift over to Portland, wow. Talk about a team that has just as many or more injury problems than the Bulls have had this season. Mm-hmm. So, Rob Williams has been out for a while. He had season-ending surgery on a ligament tear in his knee.
Okay.
He was out like by mid-November.
Oh, wow.
Which, a big loss, a great piece that you get in a trade. Robert Williams was a huge piece of a Celtics team that was very good very recently, but he has been dealing with injuries his whole career. So they basically have been dealing with no Robert Williams III all season long.
Right.
Malcolm Brogdon remains out. He's been out since February 4th with elbow tendonitis. I saw a report from one of the Blazers reporters saying that, according to Chauncey Billups, he is nearing a return and increasing the amount of physical activity he's doing in his rehab, but still remains out for tonight's game. So no Brogdon, last season's Sixth Man of the Year winner.
What was that?
Shaedon Sharpe, very good young player.
Yes.
Lower abdominal injury. He has been out also since early February with a core muscle injury. He was given a 6 weeks and then we'll reevaluate timeline in early February. So still not quite up to that 6-week marker to be reviewed. He remains out. If that weren't enough,
more?
Jeremy Grant.
Oh my gosh.
Has missed 6 of their last 8 games dealing with a lingering hamstring injury. He was listed as doubtful and officially ruled out earlier today.
Fat contract.
No Jeremy Grant.
Oh, my goodness.
Silver lining for the Blazers? Matisse Thybulle, also on the injury report, questionable, game time decision. He's dealing with a sore ankle. He did get the green light.
He plays well against the Bulls.
He does.
He plays well against them.
But Brogdon, Sharpe, Robert Williams, Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
For this... For a Blazers team that's lacking in talent, not to be disrespectful as much as they already are,
right? That's
a lot of hits.
No, that's a ton of hits, man. And a team that was coming in, they didn't expect to win or anything like that, but they did expect to develop. And you can't develop if your guys are not on the floor to do their thing, man. So, yeah, the Bulls have to take advantage of this situation, man. And you Bulls all season long, we all sat here and watched it. You, me, Joey, Will. We've all sat here and watched them play down to opponents time after time. And not just go out and destroy them. You saw them kind of do it in Washington game that we just watched. Excuse me. They kind of did it a little bit. But they can't do it against this team. This team, even though they're down like this, they still got some shooters and they still got Ayton. So,
they do.
Yeah, you still have to play and dominate and beat them so you can go sit down and rest and we can get the funk. That's all we want is the funk. We want the funk.
Still looking for that funk bucket.
That's it. We're looking for that funk bucket. We got the Drell bucket.
Just so I can yell funk bucket.
That's right.
Because that has potential to be maybe one of the funniest phrases ever.
Once again, funk bucket.
Ladies and gentlemen, funk bucket. The funny thing is that I would probably go to a show where the band's name is Funk Bucket.
They would be the opening act for a band I would go see for real, man. Ooh, Funk Bucket. All right, let me check them out real quick. Check out Funk Bucket. Oh, not bad. I think they'd be okay.
Right.
I think they'll be solid. They'll have some songs that you like.
Dude, Funk Bucket is playing Summerfest this year.
Funk Bucket at the Taste? Oh, man. They're from Vancouver.
Oh, my God.
Shout out.
Okay, so Blazers starters tonight with all of those injuries that we rattle off. You got Anthony Simons. He can hoop.
He's solid.
Scoot Henderson having an okay up and down rookie year. Yeah. Obviously, the big marker on him that most people have observed is shooting just 37% from the field.
That is not good.
It is not. Chris Murray, DeAndre Ayton, and Toumani Camara. Yeah, there's a Wayne Selden for you in Blazers starting lineup. And meanwhile, for the Bulls, it's the same as it was on Saturday without Kobe. Ayo, Caruso in the backcourt, DeMar DeRozan, Torrey Craig getting the start alongside Vooch.
Okay.
So that is that.
Yeah. Let's hope for another IO game, man.
Would love that.
Love to see that again.
Career high 34 the other night.
Yes, absolutely. Would love to see him get off to that hot start. Honestly, I've enjoyed the way Vooch has been playing as well. He's really kind of caught up a little bit more, man. So him getting those 20 plus and 10, 12 rebounds that he's getting is great, but it's the 3-point shooting that's making it look a little bit better. He's going 3 of 6 from there.
Yeah.
You know, he's not shooting terribly anymore. It doesn't look bad, or it's like, oh my God, why are you here?
Yeah. Vooch's recent stretch of games has brought his overall season up from, oh dear God, awful, to almost barely a little bit passable.
Yes. So funkified.
Okay. Flip side. Looking at Vooch's matchup in that front court tonight, Deandre Ayton, he was having a tough start to his season. Real quick, we could take a look at his pre and post All-Star break splits.
Sure.
Before the All-Star break, 37 collective games played for Ayton, averaging just shy of 14 points a game on 56% shooting from the field and 10.5 boards. Not terrible.
Not terrible
but
at all.
For a former number 1 overall pick, on a team that is not exactly swimming in talent,
right,
you would expect more.
Yeah.
Post All-Star break, just an 8-game sample size, look at this jump that Ayton has taken over their last 8 games.
That's crazy.
He's averaging 24.5 points a game. He's up to field goal percentage from 56 to 64, and he's grabbing 4 more rebounds per game. Massive jumps. He's also raised his free throw percentage from 81 to 88. His usage percentage for the Blazers offense in that pre-post split has gone up from 18.8 to 25.3. So they are going to Ayton way more often in their 8 games out of the All-Star break.
And he's delivering. And I think that's what I wonder if this is telling going forward. If this is the guy that you brought in to be a piece, but is he the guy to be the piece is what I'm saying. Because when they got Scoot, they thought Scoot was going to be the piece and to be the guy.
Right.
Ayton is like, give me the ball. I will show you what's up. So do you continue doing this when everybody's healthy and gets back? Do you continue to go through DeAndre Ayton? I don't see why not, personally. I don't know anybody else on that team that's going to give you those kind of numbers right there and give you something that you guys can play through. Because anytime your big man is dominating like that, it's always easier for a team with a bunch of guards that can shoot. Anthony Simon's job will get easier. Scoot Henderson's job will get easier. Jeremy Grant's job will get easier. So I would continue to feed the big fella as long as he's got his confidence going and you guys are looking for him. This is new for him because he's never been the guy on the team. He's always been a piece. So it's interesting seeing him in the role of the guy deliver like he's been delivering, man. And I hope it continues for him, just not tonight.
Garcon saying his season was never awful. 18-11 this year, 22-12 over the last 15. Yeah, so even before the All-Star break, he has started to pick it up a little bit.
24 and 15.
Mike saying he's probably healthy now, and they are featuring him, and that makes me think of the other hilarious anecdote that I wanted to get to. Okay. I don't know if you saw this, Dave. It was making its rounds around NBA Twitter over the last couple of days.
Talk to me.
Like Bleacher Report had a quote graphic on it. NBA Central had a post about it. It originated from a report from Blazers reporter Aaron Fentress, who writes for the Oregonian, talking to Ayton, I think after a recent loss to the Knicks, but about how he has been really trending upwards with his game recently. Right. And he was talking about and being very open and honest about the fact that he just wasn't quite right and his body wasn't quite right, his frame of mind wasn't quite right. Here is the quote, if you didn't see it. "My body just wasn't my body. People forget the humane difference of me adjusting to everything. That included something as routine as getting proper sleep, just being comfortable in waking up. I didn't have a bed for quite some time. I was on an air mattress just trying to figure this out." And I think he was referring to the late September trade when that Dame trade finally went down and he was involved in it and he gets traded from Phoenix to Portland. It's like, okay, well, so it's you get traded in late September and training camp starts, second week of October?
Yeah.
Not a ton of time there to adjust, but I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
That is where my understanding and sympathy stops.
Oh, explain.
You're an NBA player with all the money you could possibly ever need. Yeah. Okay, you're switching cities. I get that. You were traded late in the offseason. You don't have a whole lot of time to make that adjustment. I get that. You spent the first half of the season sleeping on an air mattress? When your budget to find, even if you don't want a house hunt at the beginning of your season, I understand that. Do you hire someone because you're rich to find an apartment for you? move your stuff into it for you, and included in that list of things to do for you, buy you a bed. With your money, go find you a bed that is a big enough bed for a Deandre Ayton-sized person and put it in the apartment that they find for you. I am sorry, but sleeping on an air mattress is not an excuse for playing like shit when you have all the money in the world.
I'll lend credence to his point by saying this. To add to that, do you remember when he got stuck in his house because it was so icy outside that he could not leave? Like, so just to lend credence to him not being comfortable and trying to get things together, that's also part of it too. And people were giving him shit for that until they saw the ice. And they're like, oh, you could have died. I understand. My fault. Deandre Ayton, you could have lost your life out there. So, yeah, he's a different kind of guy. Let's just say that too. He is a different dude mentally, man.
Yes.
He is not, and fragile is not the word I'm looking for, but he's just a different kind of guy.
Distracted, maybe?
You know, a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't believe that I've ever heard him say or acknowledge that he has been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD or anything like that, but
okay.
That's what that sounds like to me.
Maybe it is.
I just got so much going on in my life right now. I haven't been able to get around to getting a bed.
Yeah, like things happen that way sometimes, man. Like it happens like that sometimes. I mean, when I first got my apartment, I didn't even have a bed until the girl I was dating at the time bought it for me. I didn't even have. I was more concerned about having the actual apartment.
Yes,
I was like, I got a couch I can sleep on. I was like, I'm fine. You need a bed. What you were saying is you need a bed. I was like, but I'm just saying it didn't matter to me. It wasn't on my mind. You know what I mean? So I can understand a young man because it's not like he's 25 or anything like that. Like I think he's still relatively a young fella, if I'm correct about this. But he's still a relatively young guy. He's still doing young guy stuff.
He is 25. He'll be 26 in July.
Okay, that's young guy stuff. He's still doing young guy stuff, man. He is. He's still doing young guy things. So I'm gonna cut him a little bit of slack. I feel Matt is saying because he's right. All that millions of dollars, you could definitely go get you anything. And he's not talking about go get you a gold brass bed with all this stuff on it. Dude. You can get you a regular bed. He's right. You can get that.
You can literally hire someone off of TaskRabbit.
He's right.
To go to Mattresses R Us.
He's right.
And say, hey, buy the biggest mattress they have and put it in my apartment for me.
He's right.
Also, find an apartment for me. Why is that so hard?
He's right.
When, as Anthony pointed out in the comments, you just signed a max extension off of your rookie contract.
Yeah, and scratch that apartment. A house. Right. I'm going to need a house in Portland.
Oh, I'm moving to Portland? Cool. Find one of the richest neighborhoods and the quietest streets in the richest neighborhoods with the biggest houses on it. And pick one for me.
Where did Dame live? There, yeah. I want to stay on that block. Give me that block. Give me that mansion right there. Points valid. It is. Points valid.
I mean, I appreciate his candor.
Sure.
But when I read that quote, I was like, oh my God, this is wild. This is an NBA player saying, well, I wasn't playing really well earlier this season because my back hurt because I was sleeping on an air mattress.
Back you out of me.
When I had no reason to be.
He wasn't focused, man. But he seems to have his focus now. Yeah. Seems to have his things lined up, and he's playing so much better. And it's not no fluky way he's playing. Yeah. Like, he looks really dominating out there. So, he's playing well. He's playing well.
Hello.
Is that what it did?
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
I like that one.
You catch that, Joe?
It is 5 minutes past 7 Central Time. That means tip-off just a few minutes away. We will get out of here. We will be right back here on this same set for live post-game with our guy, Will to Go, joining us from the UC after Bulls Blazers. Bulls, if they take care of business at home against this depleted and struggling to find their 20th win Blazers team, they move to one game under 500.
Ooh, it's a big one. It's a big one. That would set up the 3-0.
Oh, man.
It would set it up.
I have not seen Jason Ashland hanging out in the comments.
He'll be here if they win.
If they win, I'm guessing they will make an appearance in post-game.
Something tells me that, yes.
Hit the like button on the way out if you haven't done it yet. We appreciate it. Shout out to Jeff Crook. My neck, my back. Yes.
My neck and my back.
All of it hurts. My fingers hurt. We will.
What's that?
Ayton just pulled landscaping.
Oh, duty. Joey, first bucket.
Caruso,
first bucket. You heard him.
I got to go Ayo.
Going Ayo?
Going off a career high. He's been scoring all the first quarter points in this recent stretch of games.
I'm going DeMar.
I'm
going DeMar.
Dude, it's the Blazers. DeMar's not doing shit tonight.
That's why I think he's going to get it out the way early.
Tonight off DeMar.
He's like 2 nights in a row.
We'll talk to you for post-game. In the meantime, follow Will for his in-game updates. Will_Gottlieb. Shout out to our guy Joey on the controls. Big Dave, Peck. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you in a few hours.
No.